Well, I was gonna make the video outside, but it started raining, so I pulled it back in. As you can see, it started drizzling right when I pulled it out. But as you can see, it runs good now. It actually wasn't as bad of a problem as I thought. It was actually this bearing right here. It feels fine, it looks fine, but I bought a used one of these, like this whole thing right here off of eBay. Put it in there, and I've never had a problem with the sound again. Another issue I had was it had this fuel pump on it, which it's a Mikuni, but it's definitely not what should be in it. You can't really see the one I put in it, but it's just an original Yamaha Rhino fuel pump. It's under the seat. But I still have the side covers to put on this side and the other side, and the console to go over the engine, but I've just been riding around to be sure I wasn't going to have any more problems or leaks before I put all that on. I also have a new belt for it. The one that's on it is cracked, so I will be replacing it. Although it does function, it'll eventually break. So I got this new, it's a Gates. I used a Gates belt one time on a Polaris four-wheeler, and it grabbed and never would release, and it wasn't any good. Basically, I bought a Polaris one and it fixed it, but hopefully I have better luck with this one. It got good reviews. So I also have new rear axles and wheel bearings in this box right here. But yeah, I got these. I have brand new axles and bearings for the front as well. In that box, it had a little bad day on the top. Other things I've done since the last video was I just sprayed a quick layer of paint on the bumper just to make it all one color before I just put it back on there finger tight. So it'll just look decent, and I'll take it back off and fix that right there. It really needs a new muffler, because if you look here, that's really janky and it's been welded to keep it on. I'm assuming these bolts probably don't do anything. It doesn't feel like they do. But yeah, I'll probably need to put a new muffler on it, and I need to repaint all this back here because this all looks trashy. So I had somebody ask to do a video on what it cost me to rebuild this engine. So I'm just gonna go through real quick and just give a breakdown of basically the total cost of the whole thing. The Rhino cost $400. It did crank and it ran, but it knocked real bad. Eventually just locked up. Totally bad suspension, rotten tires, all that stuff. So basically, I started out with $400 in this project. After the engine ended up locking up, as I was still trying to figure out what was making the noise, and obviously was the rod bearing, I decided to order a rebuild kit from eBay, but it come with a hot rods crank, Vertex seals, and gaskets. And it also came with a Namura piston, standard bore, of course. That was $479.99. With the issue I had with that sound, as you can see in, I think, the video before this, I had that sound. It was screeching, and never would stop. And so I replaced the starter one way with a used one from eBay, which was $35, and that fixed the problem. One obvious thing is I have these wheels right here, or not the wheels, these tires, and these cost $400 or $500, I forget, from the Yamaha dealer that's mounted. So that's pretty cool. The axles I got for the front and the rear, they come in a kit. It comes with 2 axles, obviously, and then the wheel bearings for both sides. Those are $170 a piece on Amazon right now. They're Eastlake axles. It shows unavailable, but I did find some other ones on there, and they were $169.99. Trying to remember if there's anything else. I had to buy a starter relay. I think that was $12 or something, because the key wouldn't do anything. I also had to buy ignition and key switch, or I guess it would be the key switch, and key, because when I picked it up, the guy forgot to give me the key, and so I just ordered a used key switch and key off of eBay. Yeah, that's basically what it cost me to rebuild it. So as far as the engine rebuild, it was $480 basically. I guess technically 500 and something with the random parts I got. So basically, if you're going to do this, allot yourself $500 to $550 to do the rebuild. The rebuild is pretty easy, pretty simple. It's nothing too crazy other than just getting it up out of this, because it is quite heavy and quite awkward to get it over all this junk. But one thing I will say to be sure you do is tighten up all your transmission linkages and make sure you get that gear in there in the correct orientation, because I had problems of not being able to shift. It's still iffy, but it is better. But I couldn't shift it, and I went in there and tightened everything up and realigned all that, and it worked good. So that was good. I was scared I was going to have to split it. So yeah, that's pretty much all it takes to do it. It's not bad. It's not that expensive. I mean, $500 is a lot, but for a full rebuild, and you get basically a brand new engine, it's not bad. Another thing to mention is you're going to need, if you don't already have, one of these Tusk flywheel removers. That's the size right there. So you're going to need this to remove your flywheel to help rebuild your engine. I think that was $17. So be sure, if this is your first time watching this build series, be sure to watch the first 3 episodes. They're a little older because I got it a while ago and just haven't had time to really rebuild it, and I had to save some money to rebuild it. But if you want to see more of it, be sure to subscribe, because I will be putting these axles and wheel bearings into it. That will be a video for sure. I don't know when it'll be able to be one, because now that school has started back, I don't have that much time as I did before, with classes and all, and doing homework and all that good stuff that goes along with college. But when I get the time, there will be a video on that. So if you enjoyed this and you found any of it helpful, be sure to drop a like. And if you have any kind of questions at all, be sure to put them down below. Thanks for watching.